Could the most feared pass rusher in the AFC West actually end up in a Chiefs uniform? Today we're breaking down a potential trade that would break the internet and the Raiders' hearts, involving a $60 million contract that is surprisingly pretty easy to move. But that's just the tip of the iceberg. We're also looking at 5 free agent targets that could finally end the Chiefs' 1,000-yard rushing drought, and a massive internal rumor regarding Trent McDuffie that completely contradicts everything we thought we knew about Brett Veach's philosophy. Is a record-breaking extension actually on the table? Let's dive in. Thanks for watching All Chiefed Up. If you enjoy the content, smash that like button. And if you love the Chiefs, hit that sub button as we're so close to being at 60,000. Let's go. Is Maxx Crosby really on the trade block? And why are the numbers suddenly making a trade to a rival look possible? Let's start with a name that makes every offensive tackle in the league lose sleep. For weeks, the rumors have been swirling that the Raiders might finally be ready to hit the reset button, and NFL insider Vinny Bonsignori just dropped a bombshell regarding Crosby's contract. His contract is actually a bargain for a trade partner. If a team trades for Crosby right now, they aren't taking on a massive headache. He's locked in for 2026 and 27 for about $60 million total. For the Raiders, trading him only cost them about $5 million in dead cap, while saving them $30 million in cold hard cash. As SpotRack pointed out, it's an extremely easy contract to move. But does Crosby actually want out? Or is this just media/fan-driven fantasy here? Now, before you go buying a 98 red jersey, Crosby himself appeared on The Herd with Colin Cowherd, and his response, well, check it out for yourself.
Where are you today with the Raiders? Where's your mind at? What are your thoughts? I don't know what I read true, what I read, that you're in the news all the time. So just lay it out there. Where are you with the Raiders?
Yeah, it's funny. I'm glad you brought it up because, it's like damned if you do, damned if you don't. For me, in the past, I've learned, being too vocal and too involved with trying to make, I want this coach or I want this. Like, I've learned my lessons and I've learned from that. And like, that's not my job. But you can't control everything. And I've learned that. So now that I be quiet, now that I'm quiet, now I got random people making big statements for me. And they're like, oh, Max must have told him this and this guy. For me, I just sit back and laugh because I know my truth. And when I go to bed at night, I have a smile on my face because I don't have to explain nothing to nobody. I've said it over and over again. I'm getting healthy. I'm in the building every single day. If I'm in this building before 6 a.m. and it's dark out, and I am in here until almost 2 o'clock, almost 8 hours, I'm putting in straight work, rehab and lifting, getting prepared for next season. Like, that's all that I care about. So all the noise, it's news to me sometimes. I got up yesterday, I looked at my phone, or 2 days ago, I look at my phone, and all of a sudden now I got a bunch of PR people talking about what they, what Max is doing. And it's like, I just laugh.
He claims he's focused on his rehab and staying quiet, but as we know in this league, quiet often precedes a storm. So could the Chiefs actually swing this financially? What's the Veach cost? To bring Crosby to KC, we need to clear significant space in 2026, likely by moving on from some veteran contracts we've discussed all throughout this offseason so far. But the bigger hurdle? Trading with a bitter divisional rival. The Raider tax would be astronomical. You're looking at 2 first-round picks just for them to even pick up the telephone. It's a dream scenario, but it is so unlikely it's almost a joke for us to even be discussing at this point. But it leads us to a more realistic way the Chiefs might actually spend their money this coming March. If we don't sell the farm for Maxx Crosby, and trust us, we won't, Caleb James over at Arrowhead Pride has a list of 5 free agents that fit the Chiefs system perfectly. 2 names on that list that are already causing a stir with the fans: Romeo Doubs and Kyle Pitts. Pitts and Doubs provide the matchup nightmare that the Chiefs offense lacked last year. Doubs is a physical, reliable chain mover, but Kyle Pitts is the real shiny toy here. Imagine a 12 personnel set with Travis Kelce and Kyle Pitts. It's unguardable, and it's super fun to imagine that. But there's a third name we have to talk about, and that's running back Kenneth Gainwell. If Breece Hall and Kenneth Walker somehow don't get to the market, or we get priced out, we need some other options there. So why Kenneth Gainwell? And what is this embarrassing stats that I referred to that the Chiefs are tied for? Well, believe it or not, the Chiefs currently hold one of the longest active droughts in the NFL. We haven't had a 1,000-yard rusher since Kareem Hunt did it back in 2017. We're tied with the lowly Saints and the Chargers for the worst mark in the league. With Eric Bieniemy back in the fold, Gainwell kind of makes a lot of sense. He's a dual threat back who thrived in Pittsburgh just last year, racking up 73 receptions. We've needed a McKinnon back since, well, Jerick McKinnon himself left. So maybe he's the missing link to finally get this ground game over the 1,000-yard hump. But there's a catch here. If we sign these guys, can we afford to keep our own stars? That brings us to the biggest debate in the kingdom right now. The Trent McDuffie bombshell that just dropped today. Is the All-Pro corner on his way out, or is Brett Veach about to break his own golden rule? The next great touchdown is coming, and you can bet on it. All Chiefed Up has teamed up with DraftKings Sportsbook. Bet live on star player props and in-progress games right as they happen. New customers can even turn $5 into $300 if your bet wins, paid in bonus bets. So sign up using our promo code ACU, and again, new customers who bet $5 can turn that into $300 if your bet wins, paid out in bonus bets. With DraftKings, the crown is yours. This is the story that has divided the fan base all offseason. Trent McDuffie is an all-pro, a lockdown corner, and the heartbeat of the secondary. But history tells us that Brett Veach doesn't pay corners. We saw it with Charvarius Ward, and we saw it with L'Jarius Sneed. An article from Arrowhead Pride recently laid out a clear path to offseason success that involved trading McDuffie for a massive haul of draft picks. The logic? You get a first rounder now rather than paying him $25 million a year later. A new report from Chiefs Talk on X just today claims the organization has a completely different plan. According to their source, the Chiefs intend on signing McDuffie to a massive long-term extension. They are keen to keep the standout corner in KC, regardless of the cap hit. So if this is true, what does it mean for the rest of the roster? Who gets the axe so that Trent McDuffie can stay here? If Veach breaks his own rule and pays McDuffie top 5 corner money, which is likely $22 to $26 million per year, it changes everything. It likely means those dream signings of Kyle Pitts or even a Maxx Crosby trade become more impossible than they already were. But can we trust this source? Or is this just leverage for a trade? Think about the opposing viewpoints here. Half the fans want the draft capital to rebuild the depth. The other half says you don't let a Pro Bowl talent like Trent McDuffie walk out the door in his prime. If the Chiefs are truly working on an extension, it signals a massive shift in how this team values the secondary all of a sudden. They've realized that while Spags and Dave Merritt can develop late-round picks, you can't simply replace an all-pro so willy-nilly. So here's the crossroads. Do you trade McDuffie for a king's ransom to fix the offense and maybe bring in a guy like Kyle Pitts? Or do you pay the man and keep one of the best corners in football on the team, even if it means the 1,000-yard rushing drought continues and you don't have enough money to even snag a Kenneth Walker or a Breece Hall? It's the ultimate Veach dilemma. So I want to hear from you guys in the comments. Are you Team Extend McDuffie or are you Team Trade McDuffie? And how much would you realistically give up to the Raiders for maybe 2 years max of Maxx Crosby? Thanks for hanging out with us today at All Chiefed Up. We've got a long offseason ahead, and it's already looking like one for the history books. So I'll catch you in the next one. Go Chiefs.